Australian Muslims. Unity in diversity. Political engagement within the Muslim community in Australia is a subject of discussion, disagreement, and debate. Australia's Muslims are far from monolithic. They comprise individuals and communities from different regions of the world, different religious schools of thought and interpretation, and different socio-economic backgrounds. Recognizing this diversity is crucial for organizing political participation and discussion. Some Muslims advocate from a faith-based lens, aligning their politics with their shared religious values. Others focus on broader social and economic reforms that resonate with mainstream Australia, without emphasizing any particular political alignment within the community. Some feel there is no pressing need for Muslims to take unified political action, so long as they are not being targeted. This is largely my view to be the situation in Australia. The recent Muslim Votes Matter campaign did not appear to resonate widely with the broader Muslim population in Australia. I personally don't have a major issue with it, but I hoped it would not lead to a disproportionately negative political impact on the current government. This is not because I and other Muslims were indifferent to the issues highlighted, but because many of us saw the campaign as opportunistic. It implied that Muslim representation in Australian politics was lacking, which is far from the truth, especially over the past decade or so. It is important to remain mindful that the Australian Muslim community is still taking shape. Many Muslims come from countries with ongoing political instability, where foundational civic institutions are either absent or fragile. In such contexts, marginal views can easily take root. Community activists may then be perceived as influenced by external forces, or as acting against internal interest of the community. This leads some to feel apprehensive that they may be seen as rocking the boat. That said, a clear shift is underway, one that should be encouraged. The community is increasingly seeing itself as part of the mainstream, no longer defined solely by ethnic or migrant identity. Muslims are sometimes misunderstood or misrepresented in political discourses, where they may be seen as foreign-influenced or as a special interest group. But this is not unique to Muslims. Almost any emerging community has experienced similar stereotypes. Encouragingly, we now see better inclusion, with Muslim ministers holding key government positions, a significant step forward in diversifying national decision-making. Australian society is continuously evolving. In the near future, I hope, more Australians, regardless of their ethnic background, will identify as just, simply, Australians, and others will recognize them as such, despite differences in appearance or heritage. A uniquely Australian identity is continuously taking shape, influenced by a blend of many cultures, rather than any singular narrative. Muslim representation must extend beyond politics. It should work for policies that combat discrimination and promote cohesion, combined with civic efforts to build bridges and to strengthen a shared national identity. At times, issues seen as specific to the Muslim community may actually reflect more general issues of inclusion and equality. In Australia, Muslims are rightly treated as part and parcel of Australian society, not as a separate category. Unlike parts of Europe, newcomers here are generally embraced as part of the broader whole and not seen as perpetual outsiders. Muslims should aim not just to be tolerated, but to be tolerant. A central value in Islam is to give, rather than merely receive. That ethic of generosity aligns with a broader commitment to fostering social harmony, not passively expecting acceptance, but actively cultivating it. Beyond political engagement, Muslims have a responsibility to give back in appreciation and for kindness. Respect shouldn't be only sought, but freely offered and given. Meaning, as Muslims are afforded respect in Australia, we should reciprocate the generosity with civic participation and open dialogue. This helps to strengthen our shared social fabric. Unfortunately, Muslims' expression of appreciation can sometimes appear lacking, creating missed opportunities of show mutual respect. When good gestures appear to go unacknowledged, it can breed unintended misunderstanding or tension. Change is unfolding across immigrant communities in general, including Muslim Australians, but too often, narrow or less open-minded voices dominate public discourse, expressing views framed mostly as defense of faith and heritage. While such is noble in good intention, they risk reinforcing division rather than fostering shared understanding. Thoughtful engagement must aim to build bridges, strengthening connections, not create isolation in communities. For those championing an inclusive approach, The challenge is twofold: reject narratives that frame Muslims as outsiders, while also pushing for broader societal reforms. True progress comes when Muslims advocate for policies that benefit all Australians, from affordable housing to anti-discrimination measures. Mutual understanding lays the foundation for a common future. As Australia continues to evolve, it must also deepen its recognition of the lived experiences of Indigenous Australians. Their ancestral connection to this land is unlike that of any other group. Others, even after generations, trace their roots elsewhere, unlike the Indigenous Australians. Acknowledging this truth is critical to achieving an inclusive and just society. In a nation shaped by diversity, Muslims are vital contributors to Australia's growth. Their political participation should reflect engagement, collaboration, and shared aspirations of us all, and not emphasize difference. Through appreciation, generosity, and mutual respect, Muslims can further enrich the country they proudly call home. Hamdi Ali sits on multiple boards, including chairs and the VPTA, and is a delegate to both state and federal Labour conferences. His advocacy centers on equity, community-informed outreach, and empowering migrant communities through media, technology, policy reform, and demystification.